We're the Crawfords. Our family hiked 95 miles around Mount Rainier in 11 days without electricity or running water, and we carried everything on our backs. This is how we did it.
All right. Oh, that's like really low. If I can adjust this. Hey guys, we are in the middle of broadcasting our Wonderland Trail videos. You know, I originally set off to do these Wonderland Trail videos as one long video. So it's supposed to be this like 30 or 45 minute documentary. Each day wasn't supposed to be a standalone episode, which is why some of the days I'm not super happy with how they turned out in terms of daily vlogs. So I hope you just bear with that and enjoy the scenery. And overall, there's kind of some big themes in the whole adventure that you might pick up from watching all of them that you're not going to pick up just from watching individual. Especially the story of you eating the Twinkie.
Yeah, if you only saw that, you'd think, oh my gosh. But you gotta take everything.
So we're wearing our Wonderland outfits today. Below here, like I'm wearing my fancy slippers, which we didn't wear on the Wonderland. But this is to get in the mode of the Wonderland Q A.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The questions today, I want to know if you use a water filtration system, iodine tablets, or just drink straight from the glacial tap. Ooh, 5 people like that. That must mean a lot of people want to know. We do not filter water on the Wonderland Trail. We used to filter everything because when we first got into hiking, we went to REI and we talked to those people and they say, here's all the scary things that can happen. So I was backpacking through Switzerland and we're pumping water through this thing, me and my brother, and this older couple comes up with this water container and they just go thunk, and we're like pumping and they're like,
They're done.
and I looked at them and I thought, hey, can you just do that? And they said, we've been doing it for 70 years and we've never got sick. You know what? If they can do it for 70 years, from that point on, hardly ever, I can't think of maybe a few times when I filtered water. Obviously, if you ask the REI people or the rangers, they're gonna point to, I'm gonna move this. They're gonna point to some circumstances where people do get sick, you can get sick. We're not like scientists or lawyers. Filtering takes a ton of time. So to filter enough water for our family, I mean, we could take hours. There's another philosophy here too, which is, I read in this mountaineering book, the lady was saying, you know, she wants to let the mountain kind of have a shot at her. If we get sick off the water, meaning a beaver or a deer pooped upstream from us, I think the mountain can have that shot at me. I'm okay with that.
Like, we've thought about doing the Appalachian Trail, and that trail is just it would be a different scenario.
How do you train your kids to prepare for the hike? Wow, this is a big question.
Train them or train us? I think a lot of it is actually training the parent. The hardest thing isn't necessarily the kids doing it, it's the parents doing it with the kids. It's gonna be harder on the parents than it is on the 2, 3, and 4-year-olds. I guess there is a little bit of training ahead of time. Your kids kind of need to know your voice. They know to obey you. If you don't have those things in place, I wouldn't advise you to do this.
Doing something like the Wonderland Trail with kids is the result of kind of a whole philosophy of parenting. Child-proofing the world or world-proofing the child. When we have children early on, we child-proof everything around us, and it's really because we don't want to tell our kids no. So we create environments for them that they can exist in without frustrating us, and we don't actually have to create limitations. The limitations are artificial, which means if you change environments, all your parenting philosophy breaks down. So one of the things that's important for our kids is to be somewhat cautious, to learn to identify danger, and like Cami said, to really recognize our voice. So when we say no, we expect them to stop at a very young age because it could be very dangerous. And that allows us to go to places and do things where it can kill you. There's places where you can die.
If you have that, if your kids know to obey your voice, I think the other thing is just jumping in. First time our kids were 2, 4, 6, and 8. It's hard. It was really hard, but was it worth it? Yes, it was definitely worth it.
Get in the constant mode of teaching yourself and your children that just because something is hard and just because you want to quit doesn't mean that you have to. So we need to learn that in any given time, in any given day, with projects or work or pain, you're gonna want to stop. Learn to move past that voice. So with hiking, you can always take one more step. It might feel like you can't, but you can always do one more. And after succeeding, our limitations were stretched.
Yeah, the first time we did the Wonderland Trail, it rained for 9 out of the 11 days that we were on the trail. Probably day 9 or so, Ben actually looked at me. He said, "Is this worth it? Do you want to quit?" I said, "Hell no, like we're gonna finish this thing." Naturally, I'm kind of a quitter. Like I've struggled with just quitting things prematurely.
It's not a big deal. We never start off projects that even require failure. So, playing a video game or watching a movie, there's no risk into those things. And so we never put ourselves in situations where it's hard enough that you want to quit. And we found that the most valuable things for our family have come from those situations, the things that we actually want to quit. I think one of your kids may have been in diapers in years past. If so, how'd that work?
I think we only did that once with Falia when she was about 1.
We brought diapers for 7. We potty trained him because of the trail.
Oh, when he was 4? Well, no, he was potty trained, but I think you might be thinking of nighttime. Well, we had to bring enough diapers to last us the whole time. And then
they're a lot lighter before they're used. We put them in produce bags, little plastic bags, and then we just took them to garbage cans. We carried them out.
Yeah.
And there was 3 or 4 garbage cans on the trail, so you're only carrying 2 or 3 days worth at a time.
Yeah.
So we got this question from Mike, who says, "We ran into your family on the Wonderland in 2013." And Mike, we totally remember that. That was on the south side of the mountain. So it's good hearing from you. What did your training schedule and motivational techniques look like to boost your youngest child's mileage? We've heard a mile per year of age, and we're hitting that without a problem. But that means that we're tapping out around 3 miles. It sounds like you're way beyond that. Oh my gosh, that's okay. Okay, so Falia this year, we didn't carry her at all. She was 4, and there was days that she walked 12 miles. And those days were really hard. I wouldn't recommend more than 8 or 9. 2 key things that have really helped us. One is time. If you're in a rush, it's always painful, so you have to go slow. So this means for us that you start early and you end late, and maybe you take a lot of breaks in between. The second thing that we've learned is kids don't care about our goals. We have this viewpoint of the mountain and the trail and what this is gonna do for our family. They don't care about that. They care about bugs and lollipops and rocks and tiny flowers. I'm not a huge fan of the candy technique, but in a way, it's really helpful to say, hey, every 30 minutes, I'm gonna give you a Sour Patch Kid. Because that's all they're gonna care about for 30 minutes. They don't care about doing 8 miles. They don't even know what that means.
First time we did it, 7 was 4 years old. And I just remember being behind him almost 24/7, on the trail. Come on, buddy, you can do it. Come on, keep going. I kind of had to be his constant cheerleader. And then this time with Falia, we had 4 older kids to help with that burden. I recognize that if you only have small kids, it's going to be harder. You're kind of it. Eventually, your older kids will get older and they'll help out, and it'll be a different experience then too.
So hang in there. What kind of sleeping arrangements would you suggest for us? Our twins will be around a year old. Make sure it's really next camera trip. There's a couple things that have worked well for us. One is small tents. The smaller the tent, the less weight and the more warmth. 3-man tent can really hold 5 or 6 of us, especially if they're kids. The second thing that we do is where we zip 2 sleeping bags together, and they're not the mummy bags, so it forms kind of a rectangle. And then this end is unzipped. That's where people would normally put their heads. And we unzip this side. And then you can put like 3 or 4 or 5 kids in. You know, the kids' sleeping bags are not that great of a deal because of the weight.
Being on the trail tires kids and adults out more than just regular life. And so you'll end up probably getting more sleep than you expect.
We're not campers, so I'd love to see y'all's full packing list. Everything that we pack and why is on a whole nother video. And it's a longer video. And we walked through it all. Can you tell the kids to stop yelling?
Hey, we're trying to record. You guys need to stop yelling.
Even if we're not recording.
Do not yell.
I'm gonna put the link to that video below on the YouTube description. What does your daily prayer Bible time look like on these trips? Please help us to not kill each other, and let's eat breakfast. We're not like bringing books.
I mean, it was so different from normal life that it was almost a prayer Bible time in itself. I mean, we're walking through God's creation.
And you're in this amazing space. It almost feels like a shame to put your head in a book at that point. Thank you guys for your questions. And our hope for this trip, watching these videos, is really not that you would just put us as some hero family. We've worked our way up to trips like this, but we really hope you guys can ask this question. How can our family experience adventure or do something hard in a way that makes us closer together right now, this week, wherever you're at? Because the goal of this is not just to be inspired or to see, wow, look at that crazy thing, as if we're just a TV show. We really want to encourage people, and we think everyone can take one step towards adventure and growth and doing something together as a family. So thanks for watching, guys. We're looking forward to getting back to our regular vlogs next week.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you want to learn more how we fight for together, subscribe to our video channel.
We're told there's a bear here somewhere. You see it? Oh, there it is.